Alright, y'all see what we got going on here today. Now before I get into this video, I just want to say that Dolph, talking to my scales, hit a little different now that Yo Gotti brother Big Juk is out the way. So check this out, today's video is dealing with young Dolph ops, Yo Gotti, and how his brother Big Juk was followed and deleted, leaving their uncle's repass a little over a week ago. And a lot of people was shocked to hear the news that Yo Gotti brother Big Juk was sent up in M-Town right in front of his family. I'm talking about his mom's, sister, brother, and aunt were all present to witness Big Juk get taken out. But check this out, word is Big Juk was warned on many occasions to not go to that repass and to just stop going back to Memphis and all, cause somebody got a price tag on his fitted cap. But he didn't want to listen. He would tell people if anybody wanted to do anything to him based off what happened to young Dolph, then they would have did it by now. They say Big Juk, he was basically moving like he was untouchable. But see, Big Juk, he wasn't aware of how many folks in Memphis had love and respect for young Dolph. So they'll wait for the right time to get to you. And that's what they did. They got to Big Juk in his most vulnerable moment, attended his uncle's repast with his family. And now you got guys like Black Youngster, Yo Gotti guard dog, ready to crash out based around what happened to Big Juk. Because like I told you guys before, Black Youngster say if it wasn't for Big Juk, there would be no Black Youngster heavy camp or there would be no Yo Gotti CMG. Because again, Big Juk, he placed himself in position to politic with the right people and spend the proper bread to invest in his brother Yo Gotti's rap career. And Black Youngster, he was there to witness a lot of that. So he say his loyalty always gonna lie with Big Juk and his best friend Yo Gotti. But your boy Moneybagg Yo, he got a different mentality. He got a different perspective on all of this. And as we can all see, your boy Moneybagg Yo, he ain't about to crash out for nobody, especially if they not family. It's one thing to respect and honor somebody that looked out for you, but you gotta be a complete goofy to mess up your whole financial situation for somebody that's not here no more. And at the same time, Moneybagg Yo always kept himself out of the loop when it came to the beef between PRE and CMG. And the reason why, because Moneybagg Yo had respect for Yo Gotti and young Dolph. He respected both of their hustles. To get in a situation where you could be the CEO over your own label, Moneybagg Yo, he basically followed both of their formats. And that's the reason why Moneybagg Yo is the CEO over his own label, Bread Gang. So Moneybagg Yo, he didn't want to do like Black Youngster or Big Juk did, which was perpetuate the beef between PRE and CMG. Even though some guys affiliated with CMG, plus your boy Finesse 2 Times, wanted Moneybagg Yo to stop being cool with young Dolph for their own personal reasons that had nothing to do with Moneybagg Yo. And despite how they felt, Moneybagg Yo was still cool with young Dolph because young Dolph gave Moneybagg Yo his first free feature. Yeah man, he ain't charged Moneybagg Yo anything. So when Yo Gotti and Big Juk was telling Moneybagg Yo not to hang around young Dolph no more, Moneybagg Yo told them and Finesse 2 Times, y'all ain't gotta be cool with young Dolph. That's still my folks. But Young Mob affiliate BEO Lil Kenny, he feel like Moneybagg Yo wasn't keeping it real with young Dolph. How Moneybagg Yo knew that Big Juk had a price tag on young Dolph fitted cap. And BEO Lil Kenny felt like Moneybagg Yo could have warned young Dolph that Big Juk had planned to take him out. It just shows there was so much hate for Paper Route Frank when all he was trying to do was feed his family and stack his bread like a bank. Y'all know that's the same mentality young Dolph wanted all his artists to have. And that's create, be great, stay out the way, and watch how much bread you make. That's why you got a lot of folks from Memphis who gon' always have a place in their heart for Paper Route Frank. So with that, before we continue, let's pay our respects and say rest in peace to young Dolph, condolences to his family, and much love to all my folks in Dolph land. See, what y'all gotta understand is, my folks in Cat State knew Big Juk paid the bag to take out Paper Route Frank. Just like they knew it was Big Juk who paid Trula to rob the different Paper Route artists for their chains. Just to make it seem like Dolph wasn't standing on business when it came to PRE. But all young Dolph's fans and supporters knew how much young Dolph valued PRE. But see, Big Juk, he was basically trying to discredit young Dolph's name before he made his name known in the rap game. But you had guys from Memphis, the ATL, LA, Chicago, Houston, Alabama, and South Carolina all vouched for young Dolph on how real and rare that he was. But see, Yo Gotti, he didn't think his brother was gonna get taken out like this. He didn't think this was gonna be the day that somebody who was once affiliated with CMG was gonna take out his brother. Because like I told you guys before, a lot of folks in Memphis, they felt like Big Juk and Yo Gotti, they was moving like they was untouchable. Because they had the proper people paid in position, they thought they could get away with anything. And the only reason why they thought that because they made sure their hands stayed clean based around taking out Paper Route Frank. What I'm saying is, we already know they paid off a bunch of low-level street cats to take out young Dolph. So once they did that act, or was a part of that act, they thought that made them the biggest brothers in Memphis that couldn't be touched. I mean, they was running around Memphis like they ain't take out Paper Route Frank, knowing it's a bunch of folks in Memphis that can't wait to get to you based around y'all taking out Paper Route Frank. Because again, young Dolph, he had so much love out here in M-Town. So when they took him out, it shocked the whole city. I mean, all my folks from North, South, East, and West Memphis was all upset based around what happened to Paper Route Frank. I mean, they couldn't believe it. Even though they was already familiar with who did it. But at the same time, it still caught everybody off guard. Because young Dolph, he was that dude in the city. Matter of fact, while y'all at it, go ahead and drop those Dolphs in the comments and show some love and support for Paper Route Frank. But my folks in M-Town, they already know that Big Juk, he paid off some people up that ladder. So his name won't get brought up as the person who paid the bag in order to have young Dolph sent up. I'm telling y'all, when Govan got caught up, that's when everybody knew that Big Juk was definitely behind it. Because now we all know that Govan was Big Juk's best friend. Which goes into what I studied before. Everybody who had their hands in taking out young Dolph are all in some form or fashion affiliated to Big Juk. He did the unbelievable and orchestrated the play to set up Paper Route Frank. Which goes back to what I studied before. You can't take out a person like young Dolph and not expect some type of get back. And that's just real talk, especially when we take into consideration how many people young Dolph aided and assisted on a daily basis. And again, that's the very same reason why so many people spoke highly of young Dolph. Because that was just young Dolph. No big eyes or little U's in his circle. Plus he always kept a positive vibe. And he never looked down on those trying to make it. Because at least they was trying. Because young Dolph, he remembered being in that same situation when he didn't have it, but at the same time, he wasn't looking for any handouts. Knowing it's a lot of people who don't want to work to get whatever they want because they feel it should just be handed to them. And Dolph, he had no problem letting folks know that nothing was handed to him. He had to work for it 365 days out the year. Matter of fact, he had to work a little harder than most people. Because Dolph, he didn't come from a stable environment in a 2-parent home. And he will let it be known, don't cry for what you don't have. Work until the poverty is gone. Y'all gotta understand, Dolph was a walking testament for anybody trying to make it out. Because no matter how many haters you got, it's always gonna be people who don't want to see you make it to the top. So you're gonna either prove them right and flop, or stay focused and grind with no days off. Cause the work, it don't stop. It just shows that us black men, we have to change our perception on how we treat one another. Because we can't consistently continue to see one another as enemies and expect for anything to get better. It's up to us to change that negative dynamic on how black men view one another. So we can't expect for the youth to change if we're not being better role models. So with that, always be aware and always stay prepared. But hey, we got more in store. As always, y'all know what it is. Y'all know what it's worth. Let's get this merch. Subscribe to the PDH Network.